Hey, Steve Mignani here doing the Hubcap game at Berniston Auto Wrecking. This is the 11th installment of the almighty Hubcap game, and if you like what you see, there's 10 other ones to watch. They're on the channel description or the program description thingamajig, so check those out if you want. Okay, let's open up this van and look at this studio filled with glamorous hubcaps. Let's start it off with, this is pretty cool. It says disc brakes. Look at that. There's no nomenclature. It doesn't say any car maker, anything like that. It's got vents in it, probably to allow some trapped air to escape. Bolt-on 3-cap. This is 1965 Chrysler, probably like Dodge Monaco. And 65 was the year that full-sized Dodges and Plymouths, and I think some Chryslers, like Windsors and stuff, could be had with front disc brakes. And this is the wheel cover that would be on those things, bragging about the disc brakes. But the weird thing is, these also were used on the back of the car where they had drum brakes, so it's kind of false advertising half of the time. Okay, that's pretty cool. All right, this one here, a little fuzziness here, but there it is, the Pilgrims coming to Plymouth, Massachusetts, and yep, that's a Plymouth hubcap, probably from late 40s, early 50s, the pre-V8 era. Of course, 1955 was the first year for a V8 in a Plymouth, and before that, they were strictly school teacher cars. All right. Ooh, okay, this is interesting. This looks to me kind of like a 64 Chevy Malibu, Chevelle type hubcap, but that center is weird. This is possibly a Canadian Chevelle type, or the Acadian, I think they call it the Acadian, a Canadian Chevelle. This looks like it might be Canadian. There's an off chance it might be like a 63 Olds Cutlass. It's a 14, so I don't know. I'm gonna say Chevelle, or it might even be a generic, but it's stainless. It's too nice to be a faker from J.C. Whitney, so kind of unknown. I'm going to call it General Motors, probably Chevelle, but if you know, let me know in the comments. This is cool. All right, right here, this is self-explanatory. Pontiac Tempest, but not the 64 through 72 type Tempest. This is 62 or 3 swing axle Tempest. These are the ones with the rope drive that John DeLorean pioneered and patented, the rope drive, which basically was a curved iron tube or a rod. It was solid. They went from the transmission all the way back to the transaxle, or the engine to the transaxle. But again, these are 15 inchers, and yes, the Tempests had 15-inch wheels in 1961, 2, and 3. And this is a wheel cover from a Tempest right here. Pretty cool piece right there. Okay, I like this. This is 1969. Dodge, of course. In fact, I've seen Coronet RTs with this wheel cover on them. This is the standard full wheel cover for the Coronet RT. You could also get it with a baby cap, but again, standard wheel. Also seen on Dodge Coronet wagons and stuff, but these are strictly B-body items, sometimes on an A-body Dart. Never seen on full-size C-body cars. Again, 1969 Dodge. And speaking of Dodge, from darker days, this is from like the 73 through 76 Dodge Dart era, also sometimes seen on like full-size Coronets. 14-inch wheel cover. Again, what a clean piece this is right here. Probably was on the back of the car, and really a pretty elaborate stamping, really, with these sort of three-dimensional vents or slots, and the argent sprayed in there to contrast with the shiny stainless. Kind of cool. Boring car, boring wheel cover. Oh yeah, okay, I first saw these on the AMT 125th scale Ford Galaxy 500 model. Ford, there it is right there. 1957 Ford, full size, right here. 57 was a big year for Ford. Really a very advanced body, lower, longer, bigger fins than ever before. In fact, 56 was kind of a stodgy car. 57 got low and mean and really almost answered Chrysler in terms of being modern and cool to look at. I gotta say, 57 Chevrolet was taller and boxier. 57 Ford was a sleeker car, and believe it or not, Ford outsold Chevrolet in 57 by like 1,500 cars. One of the few times they did. But this is the wheel cover from one of those cars. More of these 65 Mopar. There's a set of 4 of these things, these disc brake wheel covers. And this one here, we can see the center cap is missing. And we can see on the one that I got in my left hand, How the center cap's kind of a fragile little critter. That's a plastic thing right there. And I got to say, the brand new Dodge Charger electric, Banshee, I guess, has similar translucent red center caps. And you know that Dodge was paying homage to designs like this, these sort of candy-colored, almost translucent lucite center caps like you see right there. But again, the ones we have today, I believe, are actually LED illuminators. Somehow they glow. They're cool. But that, when you see that on the Charger Banshee, that's the idea right there when it first came out. Okay, yeah, right here. We've seen these before. This is definitely 1966 Chevy II, not Nova. Got to remember, the Nova is always a hardtop. The Chevy II was always a post, two-door or four-door, and these would have been the basic wheel covers on a Chevy II. And you could get a four-cylinder engine in a Chevy II up through 1969. I think even 70 on a Nova. A four-banger, 151 cubic inch motor, but mostly there were six poppers. And this would have gone down the road on a 66 Chevy II. All right, this one speaks for itself. Mustang. I believe 1967 Mustang, maybe 67. I think 67 Mustang right here. 14-incher, kind of just the bland, basic Mustang dress-up wheel cover. Not the styled steel wheels, which were certainly possible. But again, it's kind of cool, this textured argent paint. And again, the production of these things in a mass assembly situation, the masking of this to get the argent textured paint not on the shiny parts and only on the low surfaces required a very specific kind of masking, a whole story unto itself, really. But again, 67 Mustang right there. Not a Shelby. All right, here we go again. This is 66 Dodge Coronet, and there's the Fratzog. Once again, that has been relaunched by Dodge. First seen, I think, in 62, and the three triangles, what do you call it? That's called the Fratzog. And the Fratzog doesn't mean anything. I understand the stylist says, we got to name that thing because they patented it back in 62. Call it the Fratzog. Well, there it is. So, but again, this would have been seen on a 66 Dodge Coronet, and I've actually seen pictures of street Hemi Coronets with these wheel covers on them. Kind of bland, kind of boring, hardly a Magnum 500 I could see in 1967, but kind of cool. And this one here looks like it might well be new old stock. Look at the stamping on there from inventory, although it probably saw use. There's some grease on it, but look at that. The original ink stamping from inventory is on there. That is very cool. It says wheel cover, part number 534783. Cool. Preservation. All right, yeah, okay. More of that sort of translucent Chrysler thing that's now being seen on the electric Charger, Banshee, if you will. And there it is, sort of this cool translucent looking effect. And on the back, it's a clear plastic structure with a silver paint on the back to give that translucent candy red a real solid eye pop factor. But there it is right there. Of course, it's 1965 Plymouth, usually a Belvedere II, something like that. 14-incher. Again, it looks like a turbine wheel or whatever, but it's just a simple one-piece stamping with a crimped in center medallion. Pretty cool. And okay, this is kind of cool. There's the Skylark. This is a Buick Skylark, 1966 or maybe 5. But again, this would have been seen on the Skylark, kind of a deluxe wheel cover. The bunt cake effect right here, the deep dish look with the turbine spinner with the blacked out contrast. A one-piece item with a big plastic center cap. Held in with tabs for fast assembly. Again, seen on like a Buick Skylark 4-door deluxe or something like that, with sometimes wheel skirts in the back. It was kind of rare, but this is the kind of wheel cover you'd see on that, not a GS. And one more until next time. Let's check out, let's see. All right, more Buick. This one right here. There's the Buick Tri-Shield, and this, I believe, is going to be, it could be a 63 Buick Special. I think that's a 14. If it was a 13, I'd say Buick Special. This could well be 1964 or 5 Buick Skylark, I'm going to guess. It's not a 13. If it was, I'd say Buick Special. They had a very similar wheel cover on those compacts, or the senior compacts in 62 and 3. But this is probably 64 or 5, just kind of standard Buick A-body. Not a full-size Buick, but an A-body Chevelle type sized, mid-sized car. But again, a clean example, and this is kind of weird here. Look at this, the way it's assembled. It has goop that actually is sort of like a dried cement, definitely from the factory. Kind of weird, maybe it's an anti-rattle thing, but again, this goop has melted and begun to deform. But interesting, this is the first wheel cover I've seen that actually has glue holding the medallion in the middle. Kind of weird. Well, that's it for episode 11 of the Hubcap game, and we'll be back tomorrow right here at Bernstein Auto Wrecking with more Junkyard Crawl, where we explore the abandoned cars, trucks, bulldozers, steam shovels, and whatever the heck we find here at Bernstein Auto Wrecking. Please tune in and please subscribe to the Steve Bianchi YouTube channel.